Nowadays with social media, with, access to so much information, it can work for you and it can work against you in a lot of ways. It can give you exposure to new thoughts, new concepts, new ideas. And so I think that is a great thing. But I think also, unfortunately, what happens is many times when we see videos, especially in the past, of like the old DVD collection, buy this collection and you'll learn how to do X, Y, and Z. It is a disservice, honestly, to the human student, because it is not, so much is glossed over. There's lots of different approaches. There's lots of different styles of training. And unfortunately, I find a lot of what has been mass produced, it has been done so in a way that is, I'm going to call it neat and tidy, meaning it's giving people this idea that if I follow a step 1, 2, 3 program, if I always interact with the horse in an XYZ manner, if I always whatever, fill in the blank, for the human mind, that simplifies things. Like, I only have so much energy and time to spend with my horse. I have all this other stuff going on. I just need to learn in the easiest way possible, so just give it to me. And people have created programs that work with that mentality. Unfortunately, the thing that they're not considering is that horses don't work like that. Like, there is no horse that is looking for step 1, 2, 3. And, horses can become familiar with patterns. They can even seem to comply with patterns. Horses can become so desensitized that you no longer get scary reactions and behaviors. But on the flip side of it, what we don't recognize is so often when we are making things more convenient for the human, we are actually creating defensiveness in the horse. And so we will feel a certain degree of success as long as maybe we stay within certain parameters of how and what we ask of the horse. And then as we start to expand the horse's world, I see this a lot with young horses, where it felt like we had a success to a certain degree, and now we're, getting to the age maybe where we're riding them, or we're starting to take them off the property, or whatever it is that we're doing, and we're asking different things of them. There becomes this like, wow, it feels like my horse has become a totally different horse, or I'm getting totally new responses, or I'm seeing new behaviors in my horse, or any of these sort of feedback that the horse is giving. And this always shows you, it gives you information that however you've been doing things, even if it was convenient for you, doesn't mean that it was particularly appropriate for the horse. And taking the time to learn how to read and acknowledge horse behavior, which is not difficult. It is not a magic act. It is not this mysterious thing that people will often make it as, but really taking the time to see yourself as, I want to become a student. I want to take the time to commit to learning how my horse communicates, and that way you guys can start to speak the same language. But for a lot of folks, that isn't convenient. That doesn't work with the timeline. That doesn't work with the, I'm going to say, what we consider success in the traditional world of how many times have you gone out, done a session with your horse, and someone said, what'd you do? What'd you accomplish? What did you teach him? What did you this? What did you that? Rather than looking at the whole, like this whole learning process and helping horses work through things, really is what I call a conversation. It should feel like it's a two-way conversation where we can have intention, we can have goals, we can be working towards helping our horse achieve those, but we also have to consider, address, and acknowledge the horse. And if we don't, then we're basically trying to contain the horse, which is a majority of what you see as horse training. So again, there's always that fork in the road. Are you fixated on your agenda and your, we'll say, emotional fulfillment of the horse experience, or are you looking to build a partnership? Because those two paths look very different in how we get there. Now,